Welcome everybody to the very first sealed pool we're going to be building here for Murders at Karlov Manor. So we're going to be playing some traditional sealed. I'm here with Twitch chat, and I just put a primer out, kind of a general primer for just sealed in general, what you should be doing. And then I highlighted a bunch of stuff in this set. So let's put that to our what we preach into practice here and see if we can get 3 wins, 4 wins. I guess it goes up to 4 here for best of 3, but. Waff Turtle, oh, hi YouTube. Okay, Medicine, how you doing, buddy? Build up the collection, yeah. All right, you smell. Okay, Cow Chat, take it easy or you'll have to sit in the corner. All right, here we go. Our first seal pool. Now, I guess on Arena, you're getting play boosters, is that right? Like, they should mirror the pack composition of the play boosters in real life. That looks like an alchemy symbol. Get that alchemy symbol off there. That's the arena symbol. So for 6 packs, normally you would have at max, well, you could have 6 rares or mythics and then maybe 7. Like it was like 6 to 7 because you could open one in the foil slot. But with these play boosters, I was talking to Favretto, one of our Team Magic Jank members. He did 5 seals over the weekend in real life at his LGS. And he said he opened 12 rares in one of his sealed pools. 12. And he said it happened twice to him. Sorry, not 2 sealed pools. He opened 12. He said some other person at the shop opened 16 or 15 or something. Or no, I can't remember what he said. Maybe not. Maybe no. He opened 12 and he said some other people opened some similar number. Nobody opened like 18 or anything, but 12 is crazy for sealed. So let's see. Yeah, it'll be easy to get, well, we'll see. We'll see how many rares. So it's only going to display, it's going to display 7 rares. Normally it only shows 6 here, but I guess... Is this showing me all of the rares? So, just like my sealed primer video, the first thing you should do when breaking down a sealed pool is pull out all the rares, the really powerful build around cards. So, obviously, Toll Smear is amazing here. 5 mana, 3/2, lifelink. When he ETBs make a 5/5 with trample. So you're putting 8 power on the battlefield for 5 mana. 3 of it has lifelink, 5 of it has trample. That's amazing. And then they have to block the wolf when the wolf attacks. This is actually quite good too. I drew attention to this in my sealed primer. I think this is actually going to be interesting in sealed. Because in sealed, you really are just playing all your bombs. Being able to get your bomb is actually valuable. And then, of course, you get a random creature along with it is not so bad. Kylox's Volt Strider. I've never read this card. A mythic. 3 mana, 4/4 vehicle. Collect evidence 6 to crew it. When it attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery from among cards exiled with it. Oh, so you collect the evidence, it turns into a vehicle, and then when you attack, you cast one of those cards that you exile. Wow, that's actually very cool. That's very powerful. So every turn, you can basically exile stuff from your yard and cast it again. It basically gives all of the cards in your deck, or in your graveyard, flashback. All it has to do is attack after collecting evidence. It's just a 4/4 though, so it's not gonna really get through a lot of boards. Like maybe early it's okay, but and 3 mana, it's not gonna start attacking on turn 3 or 4 because you're gonna be you won't have anything in your graveyard to collect evidence from, right? I guess you could crew it, but Trostani's very powerful. This is a card I highlighted a couple times in my my primer as well. 3 mana, 4/4 is amazing, and then those abilities are always going to be very relevant. And there's no restriction on how many times you can activate it in a turn. There's no restriction on any number of targets. You could give, multiple creatures double strike or and no sorcery speed restriction. This is just going to make combat an absolute nightmare for your opponent. It can even target itself. So for 1 mana, it's just a 4/4 vigilance. They don't have good blocks. You immediately give it double strike or whatever. Or, they swing in with some huge thing. You give one of your little 1/1s death touch. And it's crazy. No tap. This is a very powerful card. Very flexible. So 2 excellent white-green rares. Assassin's Trophy, unconditional removal, which I alluded to in the sealed primer as well, as being very good. It's right up there with the best creatures in the format. You want unconditional removal, especially if it's instant speed, in basically any form. Even though they get a land there, this is still a great card in limited. Face of the Crimson Pulse, ETB, draw 2, or discard, draw 2. And then, yeah. Not bad, a late game card. This is a late game card. This is not really going to be great in sealed. And then Atrata is very good as well. 3 mana, 1/4 death touch. Face down creatures you control have the ability to, you can activate them for 4 mana, flip them up. So if a, what is it called? A disguised creature. I'm going to try and use the new terminology. I've been using morph for 15 years or whatever, 10 years. So, disguised creatures that cost more than 4, it's an advantage to flip them up for only 4. If typically you would have to pay 5 or 6 or whatever to flip them up, this flips them up for cheaper, which is nice. But then, okay, so hold on. The face down creature, you can pay 4, but if you can't, so if it's a spell, so basically if you manifest, or whatever the new thing's called, shroud, or not shroud, cloak. If you cloak a card from your opponent's deck, basically it could be a creature, it could be a land, could be anything, you can pay 4, and then if it's not a creature, you can just play it. So if it's a spell, you get it for free, or for 4, basically, for whatever you're paying, which is kind of crazy. If you rip a really expensive spell off your deck, or your opponent's, like, however you're cloaking, and then you just get to cast a super expensive thing for 4 without paying its actual mana cost, could be very good. And when this hits them, of course, it cloaks the top card of their library. So its ability works with itself, very powerful. Not in green and white, though. Green and white looking very strong here, but 2 good black cards, 3 good black cards. So let's jump into the pool here, and I'm going to catch up with you guys. I know you've been saying stuff here. Should be play boosters, yeah. Collation thing. Oh yeah, because they said, yeah, one of the rares, if you get one of the rare lands, you can still also have another rare in the pack, right? Something like that. Yeah, Vault Rider's awesome. Vault Rider. Oh, I didn't see that. Tolsmir's amazing. Yeah. Oh, you're playing Best of One Waft. Nice. Yeah, I think, oh, in Constructed, yeah, for sure. So the next thing I said to do, so we pull out all the bombs. So again, let's just make sure I didn't miss any here. We've got Mythic, Rare, and I'll even look at Uncommons here. I even look at the Uncommons, because often these sets, these days there are Mythic Uncommons that are very, very good. So, when Form Familiars turn face up, return another target permanent you control to its owner's hand and put a counter on it. It's not amazing, but it could be good in a deck with a lot of ETBs. Return target creature card with mana melee 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Put a flying counter on it is very powerful, so that could see play in white. Not on My Watch is a pretty mediocre removal spell. It's narrow, it only hits attacking creatures, so not unconditional removal, but flexible as an instant and cheap as a 2-mana play. In Sealed, you still play cards like this, so that is going to get in there almost no matter what if I play white. Oh, this thing. 5 mana, 1/10 with Disguise. So I can play this as a 2/2 for 3 with Ward 2, and then I pay 3 mana later. It's turned face up. Creatures I control gain hexproof and untap them. So maybe you get a little ambush equity. I'm not crazy about that card. Fey Flight. Enchant creature, because it's just, the effect is not great here. It's way too narrow. Like the situation where your opponent, yeah, they cast a murder or something, and oop, you get to flip up your guys and protect it. It's like, yeah, but you're paying 3 mana to flip it, and then you're paying 3 mana to morph it. You're paying 6 mana to trade with a murder? That's not amazing, right? I don't know. But if you have a huge bomb, if you have a really powerful, unbeatable bomb, maybe this is playable just to protect your bomb. I'm not sure, but Fey Flight, enchant creature, when it ETBs, enchanted creature gains hexproof. So this has flash. So this is a much better way to give hexproof. It's 2 mana, so you're going to be trading up a lot with 3 and more, even more expensive removal, 3 mana or more. +1/+0 and flying. That's interesting. That could be good enough. This doesn't replace itself, so if it doesn't trade for a removal spell, it's not that great, because auras are generally pretty terrible in Limited. You put an aura on a creature, and if that creature dies, you've lost 2 cards, and your opponent's only lost 1, assuming they kill it with a removal spell or trade another creature for it. So these kind of effects often draw a card. This one doesn't. So you really have to make sure, like, again, I feel like that's not a card I want to main deck. We'll see where we end up. Owner of target spell or non-land permanent puts it on the top or bottom. That is very powerful. Anything that puts something on the top of your opponent's library is very good. You're time walking them. You're essentially making them skip their turn. They're having to redo the same turn over again. They're in Groundhog Day, Agency Outfitter, 6 mana, 4/3 flying. When it enters the battlefield, search your graveyard, hand, or library for Magnifying Glass and or Thinking Cap. So this guy obviously is either really good or really bad, depending on if you have those other cards. put them onto the battlefield? Wow. So yeah, I guess if I'm playing those other cards, but they are not great cards either. So like the magnifying glass, I know what that one does, and it's not amazing, but show and tell's in Timeless now. Yeah, apparently it's banned in Historic right off the bat. DM Kenelo, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we're just starting our very first seal pool. We're recording this for YouTube, so I'm not gonna be answering all your questions right here. Just tell me what you think, and great, but I'll try and check in with you guys when I can. Fester Leech, 1 mana, 1/1. When it deals combat damage to a player, you mill 2. Gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Wow, that is really interesting. Very aggressive. I'm getting Putrid Leech vibes off this, not just because it's a leech, but pumping it like that. Normally, yeah, the paying life was much better, but milling myself for 2. Wow, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously this is a signpost or one of the enablers for the gather evidence or whatever it is, collect evidence deck, right? So if you're doing a lot of collecting evidence, milling yourself is not a bad place to be. But again, that's a narrow. I don't put these narrow cards in my initial pass. I'm looking for only the cards that stand alone and are good. I think this is good. I think this is good. You don't have to pay the 2 mana immediately when you solve it. It just sits there, and then you can just pay 2 and sack it whenever you feel like to DT, Demonic Tutor. So I like this. It gets a lot better when you have some great bombs to go get. Like in Sealed, this is actually, I think, playable if you have a crazy bomb or 2. Long Goodbye is amazing. Instant speed. Not unconditional removal. It's got to only hit small creatures, but just 2 mana to kill a 3 value creature. You're almost always, well, you're always trading up on that exchange. Then killing smaller stuff, always good too. Clandestine Meddler. 3 mana, 3/2. When he enters the battlefield, suspect up to 1 other creature you control. So remember, suspect means the creature gets menace, but then also can't block. I love that. I love this like yin and yang. Like, you know, it seems like these days everything they print, it's just all upside. There's very few drawbacks anymore, and this mechanic has its own built-in drawback, which I think is really interesting. It's going to make games really convoluted. You're a lot of times people are going to forget that they can't block after or whatever, like put this on a vigilant creature and then go, oh god, wait a minute, you know, I wanted to give it menace, but now what, it can't block. Suspect a creature, and then whenever suspected creatures attack, surveil 1. Very powerful. 3 mana for a 3/2 is already on par. That's par for the course. So just an extra ability like this that you know, gives another creature the ability to get in for a free attack maybe and get that Surveil. Surveil 2 is very close to drawing a card. So after just a couple triggers, this guy's basically replaced himself. So I kind of like that guy. Put him in there. Doesn't add up. 5 mana, return creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Only your graveyard. So this is not as good as Rise from the Grave or whatever, the other 5 mana reanimate kind of cards. But this is an instant, but of course, suspect it means you're not going to be able to ambush your opponent's creatures because the creature you're reanimating here is going to be suspected. It will not be able to block. So this is kind of interesting. I think it's probably good enough for Sealed. And then, ooh, this is what I'm talking about. Wait, no, this is not. There's another Gorgon that blows things up. Not this one. When it ETBs Investigate, so it's a 6 mana 5/6 that immediately replaces itself, making another piece of cardboard, drawing you a card. And then your opponent getting poison is not very impressive. So a 6 mana 5/6 that ETBs and draws a card is not great. I probably wouldn't play that. Knife, very aggressive, probably bad in Sealed. This format already looks like a slower format, and this card is you know, wants to be in an aggressive deck. Now, that said, if my deck is that aggressive, then yeah, if my deck's super aggressive, I could see it. Reckless Detective attacks a 2 mana 0/3. When he attacks, you can sack an artifact or discard a card. It becomes a 3/3. Mediocre. ETB deals 3 damage to target creature an opponent controls. Excellent. Anything that kills a creature almost certainly going to get in no matter what, and this has a bunch of upside. 3 or more sources you control dealt damage this turn. Could be creatures, could be anything. Very easy to get to chapter, or to complete chapter 2, or I don't know what, solve the second chapter of the case. And then if you get to the end, sack the case, exile the top 3, play 1. Very good. That's actually a really good one. And this is okay, but not amazing, but yeah. Let's look at green here. So when Aftermath Analyst ETBs, mill 3, sack him, return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Wow. I could see this guy seeing play in Constructed. That is very powerful. But obviously not great for limited. Interesting. I don't think I saw that card in the spoiler. I tried to avoid most of the spoilers, so I'm seeing most of these for the first time. Pompous Gadabout. That's what they called me. That was my nickname in high school. Ambient. 5 months. Ambient, you're a legend.
This new set looks so interesting.
Yeah, dude, it looks awesome, and I'm already excited. When I heard Morph was coming back, I was like, oh, great. Because they can't make a set with Morph that's super fast and aggressive and has a bunch of 1-mana 1/1 flyers that draw you the card when it ETBs and all this shit. Now it's just much... So I was hoping it was going to be, you know, oh, please let it be like Khans of Tarkir, and it looks like it's going to be like that. So this set could be one of the best sets they put out in the last few years. We'll see. Because I've been, I know a lot of limited content creators are very high on the recent Magic sets. They're okay. I think there's more misses than hits for me. Way more. But there's been a few hits. March of the Machine was really good. I liked LCI, but LCI and Wilds were both like either people liked them or they didn't like them. There was like, nobody thought they were just like, no consensus as to whether they were great or terrible. It's kind of weird, but anyway, let's keep going here. So Pompous Gadabout has hexproof on your turn, 4/2. Can't be blocked by creatures that don't have a name. Oh, that's awesome. So basically means you can't block this guy with Morph or with disguised creatures. You can't block this guy with flipped over cards because they don't have a name. So the 2 toughness normally would be a drawback. A 3-mana 4/2 is filler. It's never, they always have these kind of creatures in different sets. They're never good enough. At common, this guy's an uncommon, so he has to have something. And yeah, hexproof okay, and then can't be blocked by creatures that don't have a name. Now that's still risky because of course people can flip up their disguised creature and go, oh, I can block now, block, you know, in mid-combat or whatever. So I think this is still a liability. I don't want to play that in my deck if I can help it. This still feels like filler to me. A Killer Among Us. So many words. 5 mana enchantment. When a Killer Among Us enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human, a 1/1 blue merfolk, a 1/1 red goblin. Okay. So a human, a merfolk, a goblin walk into a bar. The human... No. Then secretly choose human... Secretly choose? What? What is this alchemy mechanic here? How are you doing this in real life? Do you have to write down on a piece of paper and like fold it up and like put it aside? What are we playing, Conspiracy? Give me a break. MTG, how you doing? Valakut, yes, that analyst, right? Yeah, that's a very powerful effect. And it enables and puts the lands in the same card. A lot of these things that put a bunch of lands on the battlefield, there's other stuff like this, never really been good enough, but it was always just do the thing, put all the lands. It's rare that they get to enable their own ability, right? But Killer Among Us. So you make 3 tokens and then you secretly choose one of them. I have no idea how that's going to work on Arena. I almost want to play this no matter what just to see how that works. And then you sacrifice this if you want, whenever you want, sacrifice the Killer Among Us, reveal the type you chose. If target attacking creature token is the chosen type, put 3 counters and it gains death. So it becomes a 4/4 for good and then gains death touch. So it's the killer. It's the person, yeah, that is hilarious. So a human, a merfolk, and a goblin are all pointing the fingers at each other over who killed this person. And then we can reveal it. So this is such an awesome design. I love the kind of mind games that morph and, well, disguise and cloak and all these abilities are going to lead to. This is hilarious. So what happens when you play this and then you have it in play, your opponent takes their turn, you untap, and then you attack. Let's say you attack with all 3 tokens, because your opponent doesn't know which one is the killer. So then they put a creature in front of the goblin token and you go, it's a goblin, and the goblin becomes a 4/4 and eats their blocker. That's hilarious. It's the Spider-Man meme. Yeah, they're all the Spider-Mans pointing at each other. I love this design. Now, is this good? I mean, 3 1/1s for 5 is not great, but 2 1/1s and a 4/4 for 5, that's 6 power for 5 mana. That is what this is. However, if you play this and then your opponent just goes, I'm gonna shoot the merfolk. And that just like if they just use a removal spell, I mean, but your opponent's not incentivized to do that, right? Surely your opponent isn't going to actually interact with these tokens outside of blocking them or whatever. If they have a removal spell, they're going to wait for you to reveal who the killer is and then kill that big one, right? This is a really interesting. I think this is good. This is not just three 1/1s. This is a 2 1/1s and a 4/4, and it'll get Death Touch for one turn. That's slight icing on the cake, but. Oh, am I on craft mode here? No. Wait, I wanted to see the... Why is it crafting? Is it bugged? I'm not crafting here. I'm deck building. I wanted to... it says right-click for more information. Can I... I don't want to craft. I want the information. I just want to see... I want to see the different tokens. Anyway. That could see play. I don't know. I would play that if I'm green. It's 1 green. Culvert Ambusher, 5 mana, 4/5. When it enters the battlefield or is turn face up, target creature blocks if able. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, these kind of adventure, or these disguise cards, they're almost like adventure cards back in Throne of Eldraine. They're not quite as powerful, of course, but they're similar in that they fill 2 slots on the curve, and that is so important. Like in that my sealed primer, when I right-clicked in the craft screen. Oh, right-click. Oh. No, it's working now. No, when it's here, it wants me to craft. But when I put it in the deck. Okay, so there's the goblin, the merfolk. Okay, nice. Just wanted to see. I like the token art. It's underappreciated. I think these cards are all playable. Basically, anything with disguise is almost certainly playable. Only the worst of the worst are going to be unplayable. Just like cons. Almost every single common with Morph was playable. Because again, this is my 5-drop and it's my 3-drop. That's fantastic. That's exactly what you want out of every card. The worst cards are the ones that are only good late or early, right? You draw the late ones early, they're bad. You draw the early ones late, they're bad. Okay, now we get into the gold cards. Lots of gold cards here. Private Eye. Other detectives you control get +1/+1. This is the signpost uncommon for the blue-white detectives deck. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, it can't be blocked. Okay. This guy's almost certainly going to be playable if we get enough detectives. Wisp Drinker Vampire. 4 mana, 2/4 flyer for 4 is very solid. 2/4 flying is a very good body. It's going to almost certainly tangle with any other flyer. There's very few flyers for 4 or less that have 4 power. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life, okay, and then creatures you control with power 2 or less gain Death Touch and lifelink. Really wants to go with a low-to-the-ground creature strategy, like Private Eye, these detective tokens, right? I love that flavor. Yep, it's a vase, all right. I love that flavor text. Is fantastic. Wisp Drinker is great. I'm going to try and put these maybe next to where I will play them. Maybe we do this. Something like, oops. Oh. Like that. Okay. Entrada already great. We know that. Face down creatures you control have... Yeah. This is a great card. If I do get a black-blue... Ooh, this is a fantastic... This is one of those mythic uncommons that I was talking about. Coerce to kill. Anytime you're stealing your opponent's creature, it's automatically a 2-for-1. I know, when I was coming back to the game and not very good at Magic, I was a, kitchen table Magic was all I ever played when I was a kid. And then you get into competitive Magic and you start learning about things like card advantage and 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s. Mind control always just felt like a removal spell, but obviously it's so much more than that. Just getting their creature is crazy. It does turn it into a 1/1 with Death Touch, but that's fantastic. If you can take their creature and then trade that creature for another one of their creatures, you've just got a 2-for-1 there, right? Or just removing their blocker, getting an attacker of your own is a 2-for-1. So this is incredible. This one I'm not crazy about. I would have to have a lot of burn spells and that kind of stuff for this guy to be good, but we'll see. Assassin's Trophy I could definitely see playing. Tristani's amazing. Same with Tollsmere. So these are almost certainly going to get in there if I'm green. And then Scene of the Crime, ETB tapped, and then tap it untap creature to add a mana of any color, and then sack it to draw a card is great. It is a tapped land. Oh, and case. This is perfect. This is some of the best fixing. That's what we're going to get to next here. So case is amazing. Scene of the crime are amazing. We're definitely going to play those. Yeah, almost certainly. I'm going to try and splash probably in sealed here. Trying to keep this slightly together here. Okay, so now that we've looked at the rares, mythics, and uncommons, let's look at the lands. I want to look at lands and colorless here. So we go lands and colorless. We've got public thoroughfare. Actually, I should just go only colorless. Public thoroughfare. ETB tapped. When it enters, sack it unless you tap an untapped artifact or land you control, and then it's a mana of any colors, okay? So I just want to get... I might not play this. I just want to put all the fixing together. And then we have one magnifying glass and one thinking cap, which works with that blue uncommon. So I've got to remember that. If I do end up blue-white detectives, this is going to be very good. Now, I don't know how many detectives I have. I have to go look, but we'll look at the commons. And then the lands, and yeah, that's it. So we have 3 pieces of good fixing. Case of the Shattered Pact is great. When an ETB, search your library for a basic, put it in your hand. I love that these colorless kind of fixing cards. It was just like... environmental studies in Strixhaven or something. It was just one of the best commons. It was just good in every deck. It enabled so many decks to function and do their thing and splash and whatever. Fantastic. And then if there are 5 colors among permanents you control, maybe you solve it, maybe you don't. If you do manage to solve this, it's pretty crazy. Target creature, every combat, a target creature that you control gets flying, double strike, and vigilance is ridiculous. So it's going to be pretty tough to solve that, but Lord knows I'm going to try. So now we get to the commons. Let's start with white. Let me catch up with you guys. Hey, Stoic, how you doing? They're okay. I got 7 rares, so nothing too amazing. Yeah, I had to drag it down there to work. 5 color good stuff, we could. Yeah, doubles his removal, death touch, right. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. This is sealed. I might not play this, but we're recording this for YouTube, which is why I'm not looking as much at chat here. But Market Watch Phantom is great. Whenever a power 2 or less ETBs, he gains flying. That's a good aggressive 2-drop. Very solid. Inside Source, making a detective. So this is 1 detective. 2, or this isn't a detective, but it makes a detective. And like I said in the sealed primer, any creature, like how to evaluate creatures is a big one. There are many there's 3 or 4 big signposts that I outlined in the last video. That's what I'm looking for. When I look at creatures, I'm looking for the signposts. Does it ETB and create another piece of cardboard, another game object? Doesn't have to be a creature, could be a clue, could be a food or a blood or whatever it is. You know, there's treasure. Almost anything that ETBs and makes another piece of cardboard is playable in limited. If it makes a creature, that's even better. Anything that ETBs and kills or trades for another creature or card on the battlefield, very good. Those kind of signposts are what you're looking for. Anything with evasion is very good. And that could be first strike, not just menace and flying. People think evasion means menace and flying, but evasion is anything that your creature has that disincentivizes your opponent to block. Whether it's death touch, first strike, double strike, like all of those are ways to push through damage and essentially give your creature evasion. Like they're very disincentivized to block, or they don't have a lot of good ways to block creatures like that. So anyway, this one ETB is making a creature very good. And then the activated ability, target detective you control gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance. Yeah, and this is a solid common. Any 3 mana creature that makes another creature for, you know, that's a 2/2, that's great. 3 power for 3 mana. I'm not sure how good this is. It might be pretty good if I'm playing things like that not on my... No, what is it? It's so weird because it's a creature, but the name is like not a name I would associate with a creature. Inside Source. So maybe this is playable. We'll see. On the job, +2/+1 and investigate. This is very powerful, but we need to be going big wide here. Giant Soldier. When ETBs or attacks, put a +1 counter on a target creature you control. Now, compare this to Inside Source. This is ETBing and doing something, but it's not creating a game object. It's just slightly enhancing another game object. That's worse. Because again, your opponent's cards are going to deal with your cards one for one. If you put a bunch of eggs in your one basket, it's still just one card to deal with whatever you're pumping here, right? Whereas Inside Source, now one of their cards does not deal with this and the detective that it's making, you know? So even though this is an ETB, it's not a great one for 5 mana. And it's got to be on a creature 2 or less. That's not amazing. This guy's okay. I don't... Like, 4 power flying is powerful, but... Yeah, and it's a morph. These are probably playable, right? And then Sanguine Savior's incredible. I love this card. And remember, this is a white card. It might look white-black, but you can just disguise it for 2 white. So, or 2 black. You could play this in a black deck with no white mana, or a white deck with no black mana. So that doesn't look too bad. I guess I could put the Phantom. So those are our blue playables. Let's go to... Or, sorry, white playables. Let's go to blue. Bubble Smuggler. So it's a 2-mana 2/1. Whoa. Or when it undisguises, it's huge. Becomes a 6/5. It's just a vanilla dude, but 6/5 is large. 6 mana is a lot to disguise, yeah. A lot. Fey Flight I already talked about is okay, but not amazing. This is probably not amazing in limited. I guess it'll be okay. It depends on what kind of deck you're playing. I think you have to be playing a pretty... Well, even in a very controlling deck, I don't know if I'd want this. Normally on turn 2, you want to be playing things to the board. Turn 2 and 3. You can't just sit there on this. And then if your opponent's eventually going to get enough mana that they can play around that, right? Very, very soon in the format, people are going to start playing around this if you have blue mana up. It's not going to go well for you. Maybe in Sealed, in the very first day of the set dropping, it's better. So I'm going to actually put all the... Oh, I have 2 Bubble Smugglers. I'm going to put all the disguised creatures in our pool here, just to see... Just assuming they're all playable, even though they may not be. So this guy's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer is very good. As an additional cost, you may collect evidence 6. So that's looking at your graveyard, ripping things out of the graveyard and exiling them, where the total mana value of all the cards you exile is equal to 6 or greater. And if you do, he enters the battlefield and stuns a creature. Otherwise, it just taps a creature. That's still quite good, though. A 3-mana 2/2 flyer that affects the board, you know, just gets you some damage. Even if you don't stun, that's fine. Projector Inspector. Another detective. 3 is this guy... Wait. Crime Stopper is... Wow, we might have a good detective deck here. Whenever Projector Inspector or another detective enters the battlefield under your control, and whenever a detective you control is turned face up, draw a card. Oh, but then loot. Okay, that's still good. Not amazing, but it is a detective. This guy's great. 4-mana 3/3 flyer, and when it dies, draw a card. When it dies, get that piece of cardboard, that game object. So ETB is better than dying, but dying and getting a game object still good here. Out cold, can't be countered, tap 2 creatures and stun them, investigate. That's probably okay in the detective's deck. Stun 2 creatures, that's actually probably a big enough tempo boost. And this guy's a detective that actually finds the magnifying glass and the thinking cap. I have both. So if I want to play those, I could play all of those. I'm not crazy about that. And then we've got the Volt Strider here, and Undercover Crocodile. And this is a blue morph, right? Whenever he is a detective. Yeah, I could play this in mono blue. It's tempting. We have 2 of them, apparently. Okay. Blue looking interesting there. How's black? Fester Leech I'm not crazy about. We'll see. If we're doing some kind of crazy collect evidence deck, maybe, but this is powerful. I'm going to lose to this card a lot. 1 mana, any combat trick that's 1 mana is almost always too hard to play around. It's just too easy for them to leave it up. You can't maneuver them into a position where they're tapped out. They have to tap out completely, which is just, it's never going to happen. So this not only trades, this is almost going to be like a 1-mana removal spell that also draws you a card. That is very good. Very, very good. I think it's better than it looks, and people are probably not going to realize that for like a week or maybe, I don't know. Maybe people already know. I don't know. These are the kind of cards that people do not give enough credit to. They're awesome. 1-mana combat tricks. Extract a Confession. Each opponent sacks a creature. If evidence was collected, they sack creature with the greatest power. Very good. Yeah, anything that kills a creature is usually pretty good. This is pretty bad removal. Like an Edict is not great, but you can make it much better than an Edict later in the game, right? Make it a Crackling Doom or whatever. If Repeat Offender is suspected, put a counter on it. This is playable. 2 mana, 2/1. You just need to fill out the curve. Target opponent exiles a card from their hand when the CTBs. Not bad. I would play that. Ally Assailant enters the battlefield. Remember, just anything that trades for a card, right? This is trading for a card. It's like it's drawing a card. It's almost like this card's free. You just get a free 1/1 and you get to eat an opponent's card. Ally Assailant enters the battlefield tapped. Turn them face up. That's not amazing. 6 mana. I'm not crazy about that activation there. It's rough, but Damien in card form? Who? This guy? Losing his shit. Cerebral Confiscation. Target opponent discards 2, so Mind Rot. Or Thoughtseize. 3 mana Thoughtseize. That's kind of interesting. I don't know how good discard is going to be in this set, where a lot of cards are making clues, a lot of opponent's decks are going to be drawing a lot of cards. Punishing, like making them discard cards is not great against the deck that has a bunch of card draw in it, right? Murder's obviously incredible. I don't know if I like that very much. Macabre Reconstruction. Yeah, it's cheaper if things die this turn, but returning 2 things to hand is just a 2-for-1, and in Sealed, that's almost always going to be good. 5 mana, 3/6, sack a creature, draw a card. I don't love that. I mean, you've got to be doing a lot of suspecting, maybe, but it's just so expensive. And this one was already not great. Rakish Scoundrel, 3/3, Death Touch. When he enters the battlefield or is turned face up, target creature gains indestructible. And he's mono black if I want him to be. 4 mana, 3/3, Death Touch. That's not amazing. Okay, interesting. Reprinted Mesmeric Fiend, cheap. Exile a card in opponent's hand. Yeah. Those are always solid. Let's look at red here. Target creature you control gets +2/+0, gains haste. When that creature dies, make a detective. Okay, for 1 mana, that's interesting, but Kuldotha Rebirth. Hey, Torf. It's mono blue back. Well, you know what? We're probably going to be blue this pool, I think. We've got a lot of blue, and it goes very well with our white. Might do the detective thing. Probably going to splash black for Coerce to kill. And I could even splash black for another couple of detectives here. We'll see. Anyway, Kuldotha Rebirth is not from this set. I guess it's pretty good in this set. Because there's going to be a lot of artifacts running around. So that's kind of an insane card to open if you were playing red. I'm not sure we will, but 3 damage to a creature at instant speed's incredible. If you draw 2, it deals 5. Just one of the best red commons right off the bat. And this guy I'm not crazy about. Red herring. This is such a... I love when they do stuff like this. A clue fish. Has to attack every turn. Yeah, I love that stuff. That's fine. The chase is on. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike. Investigate. Too much for... The mana cost is too much here. Person of interest. Yes. That's excellent. 2 of those. And then Detonation is just a removal spell that is playable. So red looking okay, not amazing. And let's look at green. Pick Your Poison is not amazing here. Analyst is not amazing. We already talked about. Giant Growth is filler. 2 mana 2/2, or played for 3 and then flip it up for 1 when it's turned face up. Oh, get a... Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Cool one. This guy I'm not a big fan of. Oh, and there's literally nothing here. Wow, so green just too shallow. Oh. I'd probably splash green for Trostani and Tolsmere, though. Maybe instead of black? Oh, that's tough. I could splash black for mind control or splash green. I gotta splash green here, I think. So, black looking very good, but the first thing I'm gonna do here is look at the white, blue, splash green. So that guy I can't play, but Sanguine Savior I definitely can. Actually, that other card... It is good with all the detectives, right? But, Form Familiar... So what are we bouncing? I have 1 good ETB? Yikes. So these are 2 drops. Magnifying glass is not great. This guy's a morph. 17 creatures. This is 23 cards, and then I'm splashing Tolsmir and Trostani. This guy I flip up for double blue, so I don't need to have green for him, but I'll have it anyway. Sanguine Savior is double white, so I don't need black. The problem is this. I don't know about this. Yeah, the fixing I looked at first. So I have Thoroughfare, Scene, and Shatter, Case of the Shattered Pack. Those are our fixing pieces here. But look at this. Like, I guess these are 2 drops. I could play them as 3 drops, but I guess that's a 3 drop. So the problem is like Magnifying Glass and Thinking Cap. Am I really gonna be putting those in my deck just because of this guy? It's almost better to not play that guy, right? Add a mana of any color. I have to choose a color for this. Oh, no. This is okay. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think so, XP, right? I mean, I have the cap and the magnifying glass, but these cards are so mediocre. I can see magnifying glass being good in sealed because this is going to be a slower, game experience than draft. In game, you're going to have a lot more time to sit there drawing cards off this, but I don't know. But then if I take those out, let's see here. So if I go back to white, blue, I could touch black and just play these 3 cards. It's kind of crazy, but it allows me to play all my best cards, and I can put 1 swamp. It searches for a basic. This is going to be really tricky. Let me just see what that would look like. If I put a swamp and a forest. Trostani's abilities are white and green and split. Dr. Perkington, how you doing? You never used it once, like the Flash Dog from LCI, yeah. Interesting. Which card were you referring to? I don't know which one you were talking about there. How many detectives do I have here? 7. Yeah, this is the problem with these kind of cards in sealed. I don't think our deck, we just didn't open enough detectives to really make this guy good. I'm trying to squeeze in as many of the bombs as I can. I really want to play green, but our green is way too shallow. So I'm going to have to splash these 2 bombs. Anyway, if I do this, and then I go... This is 8 white. 8 blue. I guess it's 9-9, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 3 black, 3 green. 4 black, 4 green with case. 8, 8. It's a little risky. Double splashing? I'm crazy. This is probably not good, but power 2 or less gain Death Touch and Lifelink? I have a lot of power 2 or less. Oh, I guess not with that guy pumping. I thought I did. I don't know if I like the way this deck looks. I get to play all of my bombs, at least. That's what I'm trying to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just, well, like our curve looks terrible here. Way too many 3 drops, because I have all these here because of the morph factor. Of course, these don't have to be played as 3 drops, but I don't think the white is great here, sadly. That's the problem. This guy can be black, black. What if I play black, blue? See what that looks like. Play the cash, play extract, play long goodbye. Repeat offender. Agent. I don't like the assailant. Play the meddler. Murder, of course. Reconstruction. Yeah, maybe I should be playing black blue, but then I'm not playing my bombs. It feels bad. These green white bombs are, oh, the forum cat. Yeah, I don't think it's very good. I think you, yeah, like you just need a bunch of good ETBs. Like you need a bunch of inside sources and stuff. We just don't have that. So if we cut white, the problem is I don't care what I'm losing here in terms of white. I care that I'm losing this. Our blue gets a lot worse. Well, not a lot worse, but definitely gets worse without the white. Hmm. Six mana to disguise? Jesus Christ. Huh. Could be black green? Is that crazy? And then I get another piece of fixing here in Nervous Gardener. So then I would be black, green, splash blue for coerced, Etrata, and splash white. Maybe that's better. So I splash Etrata, I splash coerced, and then white for these three. Whispdrinker, probably not good enough anymore. I don't have a ton of tutus here. It is a flyer? I can't, what am I saying? I can't splash these. Double white, green? No, I can't even play those. So this guy, I could play black green here, but the green is very shallow. And then just touch blue. This guy's black. Tough one. This is tricky. Black green has way better removal with Long Goodbye and Assassin's Trophy and the Sacrifice thing. Extract a Confession, Murder. We have Coerce to Kill. Boy. This is just such a good card. I can't splash double white for this. We have Galvanize. Our red is not worth it either. Is the white, blue, splash green. It gives us the bombs, but I don't know how good the lower end stuff is. It doesn't look amazing. I think it looks better than this, though. I'm not a big fan of green here. Could I play black, blue? I mean, this guy could get back in if I am playing black, blue. He's just blue to flip. Trostani and Tolsmy are the best cards in my pool. I really should be trying to play those. This is tough because the rest of the playables are not great, but the rares are really good. Oh, it doesn't add up is another one we could throw in here. Not a big fan of that thing. Blue-black control. Play the counter magic. Maybe it is blue-black control. Cold case cracker out. Sudden setback's good. Okay, Etrata's a 3. These are 5s. 3, 4. That looks okay. Still 17, 16 land. Hold on. And then, yeah, I can still splash something here, but do I? Could splash Trophy and Scoundrel. Scoundrel just does not seem great. 6 mana to turn it face up is a lot. What to do here? I guess we have another Crocodile if I could play 2. Is this a better looking deck? Like, this is a much more controlling deck. I don't know if I like this as much. Only 11 creatures. I think we should go back to the first build there. And I will splash for the powerful rares. Take this down to 1. Splashing a black and a green here, and then being base blue-white. Oh, the white is not amazing here. I love this. This is okay. This is great. This is okay. I don't like, yeah, I think Texas is right. I'm not a big fan of that thing. More morphs. Tristani's a 3-drop. Probably not playing her on 3, but... And then Projector Inspector. I don't love this Agency Outfitter. Getting this thing is terrible, right? The cap's okay, but the glass sucks. Exactly. Yeah, precisely. I'm 100% agreed, XP. Yeah, this is sealed. Thank you, Purrington. Appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good experience yourself. This is a tough pool already. I could play Counter Magic, I guess. How many land is this? 10 land. We need to put the white back in, right? I just want to get the lands up to where they should be so that I know how many... So this is 9944 for mana. And that should be 17. 16 land. I'll go another blue here. That's 17 land. So I have 3 more slots here to play with. If I am splashing black, I like splashing black removal, but Murder being double black is not what I want. More detectives. Sadly, splashing a 2-drop is not ideal here. I should probably just play some counter magic, to be honest. Maybe this Out Cold is good enough. The Out Cold says... Oh, just can't be countered. Okay, right. And do something like this. 1 more card. It's a tough one. I guess this guy... No, yeah, never mind. I mean, I could play Assassin's Trophy. It's kind of a hard card to cast if I'm splashing. Maybe I just play Wisp Drinker Vampire. Yeah, I could play that guy. Okay, splashing 3 black cards. I have 3 black source. No, 4 black sources, including the case. That's 1 more than my rule when I was saying, you know, you should splash... when you splash, you should have double the number of sources in your deck equal to, or double the number of sources when compared to the pips of that color. So if I'm splashing 1, 2, 3 black pips here, I should probably have 6 sources. I only have 4. It's a little light. Oh, this guy's not in? Oh, this guy should be in. That's why. Okay. So I can probably cut this. I mean, the vampire is very good in this deck. Maybe Out Cold isn't good enough, or Sudden Setback. Take out the double blue card, probably. Could take out the counter spell as well. Suspecting a detective is kind of interesting. Hey, Snow, what's up? Hard pool to manage. Yeah, I know. Blue-green splash... Blue-black splash green seems to be the most balanced option. Do you think so? Yeah. I don't know. I think this was my first pass, was something like this. I've got to cut 1 card here, but... This way I get to splash both of my bombs. My fixing's actually good. And I can even touch the black for my other... I basically get to splash all my bombs. Etrata, Trostani, and Tolsmir are the best cards in my deck. And then Coerce to Kill is probably right behind them. So I get to play all of those. Yeah, maybe I don't need this. I mean, this is so good with morphs, right? Any of these creatures that, you know, you play face down are all going to drain them for 1. That seems interesting. I'm going to take that out probably, though. I don't think I need that. So I could run it like this. I think this looks better than the black-green. The problem is 11 creatures snow. So 11 creatures in that black-green version means this is sealed. We're gonna run out of removal. We're not gonna be able to control the game to the point where we can run them out of threats and then beat them with a ham sandwich. We're gonna have to be a little bit more proactive, I think. So I think this actually looks better than the green-black splash. Like, cause green-black, I can't splash double white for this. Like, I would be leaving some of these cards on the side like this. I could still try to splash, but this isn't bad. We basically have 10 blue, 9 white, and 4 black and green, because it's not counting the case of the Shattered Pact, right? So 10, 9, 4, 4. That actually seems like the mana is good here. Just wondering on the last couple of cards. I have a reasonable doubt here. Like, this is much better. 16 creatures, much better than 11 creatures, right? We've got 7 detectives, which is not incredible for Private Eye, but that's not terrible either. So how good is the Forum Familiar? I know Texas doesn't like it, and I tend to agree, but the best thing to blink is this, Inside Source. It returns, oh, any permanent. So I could return the case to find another land. This guy loots. Bunch of morphs. There's like the most bizarre synergy. There is no synergy in this deck. But I don't know. Form Familiar. I mean, Blinking Toll Smear is pretty good. Wait, he makes a legendary creature, right? Yeah, that won't work. That's when it dies. Yeah, this guy's just not good enough in our deck. I think I might play it like this. But blue, black, splash, green could be okay. I just don't like the... Like, Assassin's Trophy is not that great. It's okay. It's good and sealed, but it's, you know, whatever. It's a removal spell. Like, we've already got a bunch of removal spells in black. And then this guy's not great. So the black, like, or the green splash is weird. We're not really, like, splashing for anything very good. Because I'm not splashing this. I need double white on top of the green. I think this is better. But blue's a good choice. I think I'm going to go with this. It is definitely a weird one. Splashing, double splashing here, but I don't mind doing that in sealed. I think that's when you should be getting a little greedier with the splashes and stuff, because that's where the games are going to be slower. Blue, white, green, black, detectives. The games are going to be a bit slower, and you're going to have time to find those splash colors and everything, and make sure your deck doesn't just lose to itself. Okay, saving the pictures of the pool. We'll post those later, and let's get into the first match. Welcome back to round number 1 here on the DF16 channel. We're going to get the bets up. Oh, let me just, forgot to do that. Let me get the bets up here for our first round, see how we do. So we have, our case to find the splash. And then this, Okay, I'm gonna keep this. And let's get the bet up here. Will we win this match? We are playing best of 3. Get your bets in. I bet hell yes. 10K. Alright, let's leave the scene of the crime. There's 2 colorless lands in my deck. One of them says I have to tap another land or else I sacrifice it. I've got to be very careful I don't play that one first. Prismatic Shard, or what was that card that did that? So, tap a creature to make a mana of any color. So I could go for the green, or I could go for the black here. I think I'd rather go for black. Yeah. Let's go for black first. Got double white, double blue. Lots of mana here. Too much mana now. Would have liked to draw a spell there. Oh, you have to say bet and then yes or no. You have to put yes or no in the middle and then put your bet in. Morph. Cool. I will do the same. Guess I could play my black sauce here. Okay. And hey, Case of the Shattered Pack, 5 colors. Oh, we don't have a red, I guess. We're never flipping that. If you ever do flip this or solve this or whatever, it's pretty ridiculous, right? Could trade off here. Yeah. Lock. Now what? Oh, they did a thing. Okay. What do they do? Flip it up to get a 1/1. Sure. Oh, there's Tristani. Punished. Punished by getting that black mana, wasn't I? Yes, sure. Okay, well, next turn we can tap the Crocodile to cast Tristani, which is pretty good. Wow, what is my opponent doing over here? Yikes. I'm at least playing a piece of fixing here and another land that fixes. They've got one dual land, but red, green, blue, black? What are you doing? Oh my god. My opponent's deck, folks. It's funny how when you do play against randos on the ladder, they manage to just cast turn 5 Niv Mizzet with the perfect mana. It's hilarious. Oh, and then I draw Reasonable Doubt, because of course I did. Flying, hexproof. Right. So I just can't win the game anymore? Great. Damn it. I guess I'm doing that. Go ahead. Ridiculous, right? No fixing. Just drew all 5 colors on by turn 5. Wow. Well, the good news is their deck looks bad, so they got very lucky in game 1 here. Hopefully they don't get lucky again. This is pay 2. Yep. Reasonable Doubt. I'm doubting how good this card is. Sure. Sure. That are exactly 2 colors, huh? I attack. Flip it. I don't know what outs I have here. I basically have to play a flying chump blocker every turn of the game until I kill them. I don't know how else I'm supposed to deal with a 6/6 hexproof flyer for 5 or whatever. Is it 5? 5. When luck becomes a habit, it is skill. Yeah, I don't seem to have that skill yet, but it seems like my opponents often do. I think in the last Arena Open, I was saying the same thing. I lost in the last match, and I was just playing against what looked like the worst color fixing. I mean, again, I've only seen the first little bit of their deck here, so maybe they have great fixing, but I haven't seen a single... They're literally just playing all the gold cards in their pool, and they just are playing like 6/6 5/4/2 mana base or something, right? Yikes. Wow, they almost killed their own dude for why to get rid of my 5/5? Why didn't you just cast? Okay, anyway. Interesting. I lose to a hexproof card. I wish they would also stop printing hexproof cards, but at least they're mythic and very hard to cast. So opponent got very lucky. I saw... Oh, this is still bugged. I saw one land that makes any color there. Was that a public thoroughfare I saw at the very end, but that they played? Unlucky. Opponent very lucky that game. I don't think that will happen again. Now, after I see a card like Niv Mizzet, maybe Reasonable Doubt gets better. Their deck looks clunky. They're going to be behind the curve a lot. But that's where it's almost like this card is worse then, right? If they're not able to cast their spells on time, then by the time they do have all the mana to cast their spells, they should have a bunch of lands in play. Which means this is not going to counter a Niv Mizzet. The chance they're playing Niv Mizzet on 5 is like, what, less than 5% of the games? Less than 1%? I don't even know. So, am I really going to bring in something like that to counter Niv Mizzet? I don't have any other answer to it. I would have to bring in the... what is it? Extract a Confession? And collect evidence 6. Or they have no other creatures. Yeah, I've really got to prioritize getting black mana here. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Murder doesn't work. Murder doesn't work on hexproof cards. Ward is just a better version of hexproof, right? All the cards should have ward on them that they keep printing with hexproof. It's dumb. Just make the ward be something very hard to jump through. You know, like yeah, you have to sack all your sack 2 creatures to target this thing, or discard 2 cards or something. Like they could make ward be much better, but just straight hexproof, yeah. I can't interact, so I just end up losing to the turn 5 color flyer there. I guess I can keep this. Yeah. Okay. Try this again. Basics. Basics for days. Oh, it's going to ask me to sack my land here every turn if I have 2 mana up. Lovely. That was what I saw, yeah. So there's the first piece of fixing I've seen. My turn. I draw the same thing. I think I'd rather get a morph going here. I'm going to go Bubble Smuggler first. Next turn, Bubble Smuggler can tap for any color I want if I need. I think I'm going to play another morph here and untapped land. Sure. No. Don't care. Let's play this. Okay. Artifact or land you control, right. Get to do this next turn with a crocodile. If I could just... Yeah, no, I should morph it, right? Oh, there's the second piece of fixing. All but come into play tap lands, huh? That was their morph card. Happy to trade there, I think. But I like Granite Witness. I think this is quite good. Okay. Can't flip this just yet. Punch. Oh, why did I play? I played the wrong land. Whoops. I'm an idiot. Go. Should have played the Public Thoroughfare like I said I was. Drew a few too many lands here. We've only started... we've drawn all lands this game. I started with these 3 morphs in my opening hand. But now we've got the mana to flip up our dudes here, so they don't really have great blocks. Swing. I'm gonna flip up Crocodelph if they don't... Okay, well I have to flip up Crocodelph anyway. Wow, I can't. Right, because I didn't play this last turn. Oops, my bad. I could flip up the other guy, but I'm gonna let this happen. And then I'm gonna play Bubble Smuggler face down. Sure. Okay. Oh, they have it. So they have another piece of fixing here. So the game 1, they just got extremely lucky. This game, they actually have the fixing. No green mana, but wow. Nice deck. It's, I wonder. That's the greed that I was talking about before. Alright, let's go Bubble Smugs. And pass. Smoltron, what's up? Hee. What's hee? Murder. On average, you can counter 3 to 4 mana cards. Take your time to draw the sack clues. Yeah, if they give you a chance to do that. But smart opponents won't do that, right? I mean, they're not gonna... As soon as they see a 1 counter, like a counter that only makes them pay 2, they'll just play around that next time, right? That kind of thing, it's got very... what's the word I'm looking for? Descending... dramatically decreasing what is it? Diminishing returns. That's the expression I'm looking for. Once, maybe. Fool me once, fool me twice, almost never. Not most people. But like in this format, after a few days, people will know, oh yeah, that card, I've got to play around that card. If they have blue mana and another colorless card up, you know, it's good. But yep. I get wrathed. Opponent's got it. I keep oof. I keep making dumb mistakes here though. I should have played that land. I would have been able to unflip my guy, but pass. I'm probably gonna sack this land and draw a card now. Yeah, I needed to draw some action here. Too many lands. But I threw away this guy, which was dumb. Shouldn't have done that. But it was because I misplayed the land the previous turn. I just dragged my land and I went, oh wait, I have to play this because it makes me tap something. And it was the one turn I had 1 mana up, right? Sure. Cloak 2 of them. Deal. I think I am going to sack Scene of the Crime here. I can extract a Confession and kill one of these things, but because they get the choice, it's not very good. I'm going to draw. That's where these kind of lands are awesome, but... Rustani, sure. Now I play... What does this do? Stun something. I can't stun those guys when they have ward. Sure. Pass. I think I'm just going to hold this guy. I could play him for no value there, but I don't really feel need to do that. I'm on 20 life here. But I presume they just flipped Niv Mizzet into play randomly off this thing. Cloak 2 of them. That is quite good. Yeah, that's a rare. Damn. Yeah, draw 2 is good. Buried in the Garden, enters the battlefield, exile, non-land permanent you don't control. Oh, lovely. Okay. So I can't do anything about that. Great. Well, I can eat one of these things. That's it. I need to draw the Toll Smear or something to get back in this game. One of my rares. Hopefully I draw it. They didn't attack. Very strange. I'm confused. I'm debating paying 5 to stun one of these things, but I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna do this. And pass. And hold. This is activated as a sorcery? Okay, good. Now I can kill Niv Mizzet. Assuming that other creature isn't massive. Sure. Deal. My opponent took the whole play all the rares thing to the extreme here, but oh, they're gonna get a damage here or whatever. Lucky. But I get to extract and kill Niv Mizzet. After he drew 2 cards. Feels bad. Collect evidence 6. I can exile that. Okay, did the thing. Okay. Collect evidence 6. Sure. This guy's a detective, so this guy can pump the other guy, and I start getting in for 4 in the air here. Projector Inspectors lets me start looting, but yeah, opponent had some insane draws this game. They drew, again, all their gold rares after they drew all their fixing and had their mana perfect here. Tough to beat. But once this, if a deck like this does actually have good fixing and you can consistently, you know, cast all these cards, then you should win most games, right? Like these, they're all bombs. Like that's why I'm playing green in this deck and black, same idea. But 5 color? Yikes. I strongly recommend people don't do that. Whoever's watching out there. I think that's Greed Town. But again, if you got enough fixing, maybe it makes sense. Game 1, they definitely didn't have enough fixing. They didn't have any fixing, but they still managed to cast Nimizit. This game, they had actual fixing. Okay, I get to loot, but this game is almost certainly over. Man, a lot of lag here. Input lag. That's what it feels like. Sure. Pass. We are gonna have to block here, but Judith keeps shooting our dudes. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. Pretty good. Need to find one of my good cards here. One of the cards I'm splashing for. The Coerce would be nice, or Toll Spear would be good. What else do I have? Something powerful. My opponent drew all of their powerful cards, both games. I need to draw some of mine. Etrata would be fine. At least it blocks. Even a Crocodile, any of these big creatures would be great. Let's see if we can do it. Nope. Random Crime Stopper sprite. Okay. More. Alright. GG. Game 1 in the books. Not much I could do about that. My opponent playing all the colors, drew the nuts, both games basically, and that's it. I will see you in the next round. Oh, I was about to say peace. See you there. Okay, try this again. But it is interesting. I like seeing cards like this where they look like they're a green-blue card, but it's not. It's secretly a mono-blue or mono-green card, which I really like. Like, you can play it in both. What does this do? Yeah. I'm gonna jam this. Tradesies? Mask Maker. Pretty cool. Face down spells cost 1 less. So if you're lucky enough to have that on turn 1, you can cast a Morph on turn 2. At least they have to trade it for my card here, but that's pretty good. Boy, this is a really bad late game draw though, isn't it? Oh, wow. Okay. Weird. Let's go with the Phantom first. I feel like it has less value than the Crocodile, so I don't want to use the Crocodile here. Okay, they had a turn 1 Mask Maker, but they didn't use it. Due Diligence. Okay. Right. I guess I trade with one of these things. This guy only gets Vigilance till end of turn. Yeah. Trade. 2 for 2. Lovely. Not right now, but I can bring back the fish, I guess. No need. Pay this. We're gonna unflip it next turn. Or undisguise it. There's no easy way to say, like, remove the disguise. You've got to say, like, the whole sentence, right? Sure. War Leader's Call. Very good rare. Nice. Black. Well, I think it's just pump the Crocodile here. Or flip the Crocodile. Undisguise the Crocodile. Investigate. Pretty good. Start drawing cards. Coerce to Kill is going to take their next big threat, but Crocodile Mask Maker is not going to be able to race us here, so... Let's see what they do. Uncloak? But they're not cloaked, they're disguised. Cloak is a different thing. That's what's so weird. Cloak turns it into a disguised creature, right? So they're disguised. Undisguised? 100% pro any new magic sets with good mono red and goblin cards. Any new magic set? Oh yeah, but this isn't one of them. This isn't some goblin set though. That's the thing. There are random goblins in here, but it's not a. This isn't some pro goblin set or anything. I guess I just keep punching them in the face. Let's try that. Presume they're gonna play something to interact here, right? No? Okay. Interesting. If you're taking 5 and you're only dealing 2, then I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Let's collect. Collect call. You're stunned. Crime Stoppers. I remember the commercials for that on TV back in the day. But I don't even know how many goblins are in this So Dazed. It would be cool to see like a set that actually has goblins. Like, well, like Kamigawa or something. They had their own, like, you know, what were they called? The Aki? You know, or in some sets, like the goblins have a very clear identity. They're like main players in the story and stuff. But this set, I don't think the goblins are just, it's Ravnica, so there's everything's on here. But it would be cool to see something like that, like the way Ixalan is a merfolk set. You know, it's just like got all the merfolk. Like we haven't done like a set where goblins are at the forefront in a long time. What is this? Make 3 1/1 Thopters and Surveil 2. That is a very good card. Damn. Okay, the split card, huh? It's pretty busted with War Leader's Call. Nice. I could trade Crime Stopper's Sprite and then bring it back after. Oh, wow, and I take 3. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Dece. A draw. Okay, I can give this guy +2/+0. And Vigilance. They're at 10? When he ETBs, huh? It's interesting. So you know, if I attack with both my creatures, they're probably going to line up a triple block on Undercover. So really, I should just coerce to kill the 2/2, right? I think I like Inside Source, Pump Crime Stopper, swing with both. I don't know. Should I coerce and just make them have not good blocks here? I really feel like I need to save this. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I have to tap it? Oh. I have to tap it. Okay, right. My bad. Why did I miss that tap symbol? I saw the 3, I read the ability, and then I just... yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. They have an overrun and I lose. Cool. I could have brought back a creature there to block. But 4, 8, 12... Wait, what? Surely they have an overrun here, right? Yeah. I figured you might. Sure. Show me the overrun. No? Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. They have a removal spell? They're gonna gain 2 life? I guess I could have just taken that guy and killed them? Whoops. Oh yeah, my bad. Yes. Whoops, I forgot that guy had lifelink. Should start paying attention more. I'm reading my own cards here thinking, yeah. Play this. They need a removal spell here. Okay. Pass. But I could die to War Leader's Call, some random card like this, right? If they just have another one of these, it's uncommon, but War Leader's Call can shoot me. A burn spell might be able to shoot me. I have no idea what goes to the face in this. Oops. Gotta start playing more with these cards. Yeah, like this, I thought this was just activated ability when I saw it the first time on the spoiler. So in my head, it was just activated. But yeah, that guy having lifelink, right. He's got flying and lifelink. Guy's great. Let's see. Stin, what's up? Sprite's a snitch. Yep, Mogs. Smoltron, what? I saw the Niv Mizzet play. He did. Yeah, the Fawn turned 5 in limited. Just four out of their 5 lands were basics, one of each type. Like, what? Okay, let's see if they attack here. If they do, it's a little scary. Obviously, I'm going to block. There's nothing I can do here, so... if you've got a pump spell that's bigger than 2, then I lose. Red-white? I wonder. Okay. They're thinking real hard. Block. Yeah, I should have just coerced and stolen their blocker last turn and killed them. I forgot that guy had lifelink. I thought they were dead on board. Oh, and you top decked that. Jesus Christ. So I threw this game away. That was my game to lose, and I threw it all away. Oh, wait, no. We're going to go to 1 here. Never mind. We're not dead. I thought I was actually dead there. Yeah, we only take 4. Okay. Close. Too close. Any creature kills me now, so I should still die here. But they needed to top deck a creature and on the job. One of these two, they just ripped off the top. Pretty lucky, but I think if they had a creature, they would have played it already. They should try and draw a 1-drop here and kill me if they don't have a creature, right? I don't know. Anyway, I had the win 3 turns ago. Two of their turns, one of my turns. Like when I went for that alpha strike and they blocked with a lifelinker. Dumb. Should have just taken it. I didn't realize it. I looked again and saw it had lifelink and went, oh, that's not lethal. Oops. And now we're at the point where I could die to any creature because of that. So, careful, kids. Read the cards carefully. My opponent's roping for some reason. I presume that means they don't have it and they're frustrated? Or, like, do you just sit here doing this if you have a creature? No, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're roping because they can't win and they can't believe it, even though, yeah, I should have won long before this. One life each. That's as close as it gets. And they have a War Leader's Call in play. No, they're just douchebags. Okay. We call them out. We call out people like that. So, if you see this person, now you know. Don't slow roll. That's just the douchebag move. I'm going to keep it the same. There's no real reason to change anything. Let's run it back. We don't have anything to sideboard anyway. It's sealed. Rarely do you have the luxury of sideboarding too many things. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you can change to a different deck and stuff, but with this wild format, I don't know. All right, game 2. Should have won that game. Handed it to my opponent on a silver platter there, but I don't know where Neo is, Torf. Neo, come here, bud. If he doesn't come, then I can't pet him. I think I keep this. Yeah, whatever. I'll keep this. Yeah, so that was my game to lose, and I handed it to them. Oh well. Turn 1 drop again. Pretty lucky. Do this. The 1-drop that makes things cheaper on turn 1, huh? I don't know. I think we still would have beaten my opponent last game, too, regardless. They had the Mask Maker, and they didn't morph on turn 2, which was strange, but... yeah. Phantom. Sure. Okay. I think I'm just going inside source here, right? Let's attack. I imagine the Market Watch is going to go to the air if they play a detective or a what? Creature power 2 or less, that's it. Next turn I can go Case into maybe this? I want to almost chump with the inside source so I can recall it here. What is this? Oh yeah, sure. Sure. Block. Okay. Should go get a green or something here. Yeah. I don't need the land here. Maybe I just slam Cold Case Cracker. Yeah, let's just do that. No attacks. Next turn I can drop Private Eye, and these guys get pumped, and I can start slapping. Draw your second card each turn, huh? I take 4. That's a pretty bad one. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I think, well, we had to give it to my opponent last game there. So I can bring back Inside Source. I can play Case into Private Eye here. I think that's the best play. I think I'm going to get Forest here. And I'm going to attack. Let's see what happens. Now I've got the token plus Bubble Smuggler potential trade here. They need to play another creature with power 2 or less to give that flying, or they can't get through. If I draw an untapped white source, I can slam this. Otherwise, I can just go 3 mana morph, 2 mana bring back Inside Source. Inside's a flyer, plus the token is a 3/3, right? Wow, mythic rare. Okay. If it's suspected, exile it, otherwise suspect it. So he's going to suspect one of my creatures, then he's going to try and attack and exile it, right? Exile it. Jeez, that is ridiculous. Okay, nice top decks. Take 5. Unfortunate. Well, I can stun, but I don't have anything in the yard. Need to get this guy in there, actually. Let me think. Yeah, the best play is just Morph plus Surprise Witness here. I need to get this in the yard, so let's go to combat and swing. And let's call this. Play this. Okay, so now we have a big enough board. And I have a flyer to block if they top deck another 2-power creature. That was probably the most insane creature in their deck they could top deck. Another morph? Sure. No problemo. They're going to swing with Koth, or Koss, or whatever his name is, and they're going to exile Private Eye, which does shrink my team here, but not a big deal. Ah, sure. I'm going to chump that thing, I think. They get to eat Private Eye. Oh, can't block. Nice. Okay. Oh, block. There we go. And they have no cards in hand? 6. Oh, that's close. 8, 9. Wow. Oh, wait, is this a... No, it's not a detective. Shit. I can almost kill them here. I can put them to 1. Oh, wait a minute. So, yeah, no, there's no way. Oh, that's crazy. Because I can turn this guy into a 4-power flyer. That's 9 damage? I cannot kill them, though. Menace. These guys have menace. Hold on. So 1, 2, then 3, 4. Yeah, no. So I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stun. Oh no, but I can't because I only have 4 in the yard. Oh, it tells me over here. Look at that symbol. So wait, I tap one of their dudes? Hold on. What happens if I tap a dude here and then swing with the team? No, but I can't flip up the morph. Yeah. They still have 4 blockers. This guy's got menace. They go 2 on him. Block, block, take 7, 8. Yeah, it's not enough. Okay. I think they're dead next turn. Honestly. I just have to survive this turn. He's gonna menace. Yeah, I need at least 2 creatures back here. I just need 1 damage on them. I'm gonna have to chump with one of these creatures like Crime Stopper Sprite or whatever, but if Argus Costs gives another flying creature menace, or gives them whatever it's called, suspect, then I might be able to kill them here. We'll see. Close game. They flip. Ah, a bunch of bodies. That probably gives them lethal. That's a good one. Nice. Yeah, Dog Walker is one of the better commons, right? Gold common. But, nice draws from them. I think that's lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 blockers. Block, block, block. Actually, no, it's not. Wow. Okay, I might be able to win this game still. They have nothing in hand? They have a morph. I guess that morph could turn into something. Sure, they get rid of one of my... Why wouldn't they kill me? Oh, they should have targeted the other guy for sure. So I block. 8, 9, yeah, and I kill them? Block. No, wait a minute. I have to block this. Yeah, because if they flip that up into something with more than 3 power, then I'm dead, right? So I'm going to go to 1 here. And then if they don't have... This morph doesn't do a damage to me or have trample or something, then I guess I kill them? Okay. Hello? Wow, is that ever a delay? Nice. Okay, let's go to the next game. Close. They drew that mythic off the top. Ugh, this guy is disgusting. Holy shit. I don't know how I'm going to beat that card. I actually should be siding out Reasonable Doubt here. Their deck is very low to the ground. I mean, I could counter random morphs and stuff, but what could I bring in? Just another creature might be good here. There's not really much else to bring in. Maybe I guess I do leave one of these in. I like the Bubble Smuggler just trading with early drops. Alright, we'll keep it the same. Haven't seen Tolsmir once, haven't seen Etrata, haven't seen, you know, come on, give me my rares. We saw the Trostani very briefly. We drew it 1 game and then it immediately got killed. That's to be expected, but in the late game when both opponents are top, or both players are top decking, whoever draws that bomb first just wins. That's why Sealed's kind of shitty, you know, it's one of those formats, very swingy, very variance based. Yes, so I've got to be careful. That land I have to pay a mana for. Can't play it on turn 1. Okay. I mean, I think this is still good. Obviously, having Reasonable Doubt early in the game is a big deal. Yeah, Public Thoroughfare is kind of awkward here. That's totally fine. Yeah. Pass. Undercover Crocodile, I like, actually. Oh, wow. Okay, very lucky. No. Yeah, none of that bullshit, please. Okay, there's a white. Let's jam this first. Wow, every time I click, it's like a 2-second delay there. It's crazy. Market Watch, sure. Equips. It's pretty good. So next turn I want to coerced here. I want to play a morph, I think, this turn. Artifact or land. So I could activate this, swing for 4. It's kind of tempting. But I think I'd rather just get a morph down, right? Pass. Threaten to flip up that Crocodile next turn. I can always coerce to kill the Phantom as well. The equipment will stay attached until they pay to remove it, right? Sure. Ooh, getting in there. Okay. Deal. Oh, there we go. I mean, that makes this cost less to flip up. Let's just swing. Okay. Damage. I think I'm gonna go Etrata here. Should have played the Public Thoroughfare, but I already played my land so that I could potentially flip up that guy. Maybe I should have played that guy, I don't know. Maybe I should have flipped him up there instead. I like getting Etrata going immediately. She also holds off their whole team. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Those are the cutest tokens I've ever seen in my life, though. Those are awesome. Dog Walker. Look at those things. Holy crap. Yep. Deal. Really? I think I'm fine with this. Here, say what's up. It's new set day, baby. Yeah, is that what it is? I don't know. I noticed it a couple days ago, too, but it was happening before. So I could take the Dog Walker here. Flip that guy up for 4. I want to coerce their Argus if they play it, right? Maybe I'll just swing here and see what happens. See if they fear my morph. They probably just take 2 here, right? Okay, damage. Still not doing anything with that guy. Play the Cracker. And then Thoroughfare. Okay, we've got Coerced ready to go here, stealing their best card. Nothing really presenting itself as best card yet. Deal. I know they have the +2/+1 instant, so let's just do this. If I put 1 block on each, like they're expecting me to do, then they just get to blow me out. This way, they can't blow me out. Deal? Alright. My card draws a card. Follow-up is... what? Equip pass? Let's see. We're recording for YouTube, by the way, so I'm not paying too much attention to the chat, but... new set day is draft day. Yeah, well, sealed right now, but yeah, we're gonna be doing draft soon, sure. Yeah, limited day for sure. 3/6. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna swing with the Etrata here. We even have a way to reanimate her if I really want. Okay, this still lets me draw a card off the clue. Oh. Oh, her ability goes on the stack. Oh, it's so weird. That's fine. Take a 2-for-1. Draw another card. Okay, you're up. Yeah, her ability goes on the stack, so you can interact with it. Yeah, and it's not so good when it's on turn 12 or whatever. They get a flyer. Are they gonna attack me? Yikes. I guess they're gonna chump. Yeah, they're just gonna have to chump their dudes here, right? Mm-hmm. No blocks. Ooh, gonna race me, huh? Draw cards. A fresh one? Yeah. You should talk me out of, sure. But not right now. I mean, this is for YouTube, so. Ooh, I do want to loot here. Should I loot pre-combat? Is there a chance we could die somehow? I don't think so, right? I'm not sure, but let's draw here. Combat. Yeah, it's every click is like a 3-second delay. It's crazy right now on Arena. I guess, yeah, the new set. Busy. Actually, you know what? I will play it as Ward too. I might as well. I could play it as a 2-drop there. I just want to have 2 power on the field. So they can send Market Watch to the air potentially, but now that I have 2 creatures, like if they play exactly Mythic Rare Argus here, they could give one of my guys Suspect, so their attackers would both be lethal. It would also send Market Watch to the air. Ooh, what is this? Exile cards from a graveyard. Deal. That's still good though. Just free upside on a Wind Drake or on a Snapping Drake. I'm gonna coerce that, I think. See if they get aggressive. It's pretty aggressive. So if I don't block here, I coerce this guy, I swing with 4. They block 5, they take 5, 6, 7, they die. So no blocks. Yeah. If I block there, I don't have lethal on the backswing. So. Yoink. And I drew Tolsmir finally on the turn when I don't need him. Great. Wow, it took the game a legit minute to figure that one out there. Lethal. Lethal coming at ya. GG. All right. We get the next round. Let's go to round number 3. I'll see you there. All right. In this day and age, you gotta have the cold hard evidence. I'm gonna keep... Entrada on 3 is gonna be very good here. Lucky draw, having this swamp in our hand. Yeah, that one is a weird one. I don't know how good that card is, actually. I had this in my pool. I'm not playing it. Or I in the black deck, I thought, like, are you gonna spend your turn 2 to pump this? That doesn't seem good, right? You want to play a 2-drop. Wow, okay. Very aggressive. Usually that doesn't work out too well in Sealed. I mean, as soon as I play Etrata, it's over. Only once each turn, yeah. Interesting. Hey, Demarius, how you doing? Sealed's good. The set is fun. There's a lot of weird mechanics. Like, the Suspect stuff is very interesting. You know, people are going to lose to Suspect so much where, you know, you forget that it gives their creatures menace, or you forget that you can give it to their creatures to remove them as blockers, or whatever it is. Wow, they are hard self-milling. There goes a rare... Wow, some very good cards. And they're splashing for Lightning Helix, apparently. Etrata. No more attacking for you. Brew time! Oh, I haven't clicked on these things yet either. Whoa. Some, S&M? Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh, it's like the different murder weapons? Is that the wrench? What is my opponent doing? Morphing. Deal. Frantic Scapegoat. I love these, like, play on words cards. Slime against humanity. Scapegoat. What's the other one? The, oh god, I can't remember. There's one more that's funny. When did ETB suspect it? Wait, what? But it's not suspected. Whenever one or more creatures enter the battlefield, if this is suspected... Oh, I suspect them. Oh, so it moved the suspect over. Okay. So I could Crime Stopper Sprite here. I really want a Cold Case Cracker. But I think I'd rather do this. Swing. Loxies? No. We get to cloak the top card of their library. Whoa! At the beginning of combat on your turn, make a 1/1. Yes! What a hit! Pay 4 mana to unflip that guy before my turn next turn. It's pretty nice. Ooh, sweet. They get paid in gems, apparently. Yeah. Well, or I don't know. Was it a content? Like, we don't get paid in gems either. Sometimes Jesse, you know, Jesse Hill, who they laid off, was the content, like, director or whatever of the content creator program and all that. And he would come into people's channels, like my channel, during pre-release, early access, and he would just go, here's a gem code for 10,000 gems or 5,000 gems. I've given those away on the channel before, but... You're regretting going for a nap? Now I'm too sad to play. Aw, Jiggly, I'm sorry. I recommend powering through. It is worth it. It looks like a really sweet set. Future cards leave your graveyard. Okay. Drew the Trostani, but no green. I've got 4 mana. Flip this guy up pre-combat. Make a 1/1 flying Thopter token. I think I will do that. Maybe that's wrong. But we get to start punching here. I've got a 1/4 Death Touch on the battlefield. To hopefully hold back some of what they're doing here. Sudden Setback is interesting. When creature cards leave your graveyard? So they've got to collect evidence to make that guy do anything. This is their Harried Dronesmith. They don't play any bounce spells in Mardu, so they're not going to be able to get this guy back without killing him and reanimating him, right? They don't really have any good attacks. Etrata just eats the Fester Leech. Harry Dronesmith blocks the other 2. I guess this guy is Menace. And it's a mythic rare. Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. Okay. Deal. The problem is I have a flyer, but no. I have a flyer, but this asshole has random menace from suspect. What is it? Ward what? Ward 2? Jesus. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could set back that guy. I guess I will, and then I get all my creatures back, and then I can draw. And when this guy ETBs, he taps something. Wow. Okay. Oh, oops, I auto-passed. Oops. Whatever. Missed out a damage there. They're at 20, but they'd be at 19 instead. Sure. I want them to go for the Alpha Strike here. Beauty. Okay, pay the ward. Get lost. Okay, so not only will they'll have to redo the whole thing, they won't be able to... Oh, it goes back to my hand? Oh, what the fuck? Okay, to their owner's hands. Oh, that is devastating. That's a mythic bomb. Yep. Holy shit. That's crazy because the tempo loss you're getting there is massive, right? So yeah, I'm gonna die now, I think. How many cards do I have in the yard? Just the one. Cannot collect 6. 7 mana, 3. Yeah, there's no combination of cards I can play here to stay alive. Because I can't triple spell. Need to play 3 things here. I mean, this guy's a 3/3, I guess. Doesn't really matter, though. If I'm only going to play 2 things, I might as well use all my mana here. Okay. So they can play this. They can't unmorph it immediately. If they play it, it doesn't exile my stuff. I thought my stuff came back to the battlefield. Wow. That if it goes to hand, that's actually huge. That is such a huge tempo swing. I thought they would just come back. And I was like, okay, so it's, you know, it's a... What was that big angel? There was another big angel that used to say play in standard that did the same thing. Whenever it ETB'd or left, it would like exile things, and then they would get things back, and you could create loops with it. It was like 7 mana or something. It was really expensive. You would reanimate it. Dog Walker. I'm gonna die. Nope. Okay, random. Why not attack with your team and kill me there? I'm confused. Okay. So you're supposed to show your opponent your morphs at the end of every game of Magic. For those of you who play in real life, you have to show the cards at the end of the game. But because Arena is a buggy mess, at the end of this game, I won't be able to actually hover over this card and see what it is, which is crazy. It's like, it's almost shouldn't be allowed. Okay, now I can stun something. So I play Crime Stopper, I stun the 3/4. I need to have 4 blockers. 3, I have 6, 7, 8. So 3, 6, 7, 8. I'll have 4 blockers and stun their guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not dead here. Collect evidence. Both of those. I could swing with a Trata, actually, and get a morph here, but she's just such a better blocker. Let's pay this. And this. And pass. Okay, so they have no way to get through a single damage that I can see on the board. They will have to have drawn something here. What happened to their... Oh, that's the angel. Yeah, never mind. They just flip up the angel. I forgot the morph is the angel. Right. Okie dokie. I shouldn't have shown them all the stuff. Okie dokie. We lose that to a mythic bomb. That's a good one. The angel's busted. Hopefully they don't draw it again. That's all I can do. Is pray they don't draw it. Because a morph, the fact that it comes down super early as a morph, I mean, I could... I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't have any removal for that. We have almost no removal in this deck. I could have played black, heavier black instead, but then we would have had no creatures. And if I'm going to play a deck with either no creatures or no removal, I'll play the deck with no removal and at least have some creatures to win games with. I think in Sealed, obviously you want to play all your removal, but the removal spells, you know, I don't know what kind of pool you would have to open to have a proper control deck with enough removal and sweepers and everything to actually outlast your opponent's threats. Like most decks are going to be playing 15, 16 creatures. You're going to be playing 16 removal spells? Never. You know, like your removal spells have to either be attached to creatures or be 3-for-1s, like a sweeper that kills all the creatures or whatever. So it's just too hard, but yeah, I mean, every format's got its bombs. I don't complain about losing to bombs. This is Sealed. That's all Sealed is. But the problem is when they're rare, if it's a rare, not mythic bomb, like that's a mythic angel. You shouldn't see that often, you know, just like that Argus Cost in the last person's deck, that card is busted. But you're not going to see that very often. It's a mythic. But when it's rare and it's like 3 mana or 2 mana, like Wedding Announcement or Wedding Celebrant or Inti, or, you know, cards like this in Limited are way too busted. Is Inti mythic? I can't remember. I think he's just rare, right? Cards like that are too good. So I don't mind rares that are 7 mana that win the game, that are bombs. So be it. That's just when you pay 7 mana for something, or 8 mana, it should win you the game. Nobody should be complaining about losing to Etali or Breach or cards like that in Limited, right? But if it's 3 mana or 2 mana, those cards are a big problem. Like, this card is close to... This is such a powerful card. Like, it makes combat impossible. 4 toughness is tough to remove. They need premium removal to get rid of it, basically. I'll keep this. Yeah, so anyway, it's interesting. I wouldn't say this is a Prince format or anything. That's just a big, a big scary mythic bomb. Yeah, it's a ridiculous bomb, but it is mythic. You shouldn't, like, that shouldn't warp the format or make it a Prince format or anything. But this is not a bomb. Can I not play this? Oh, I need double white. Okay. Do this. Gonna go Crocodile next turn. They draw on the main phase here. Interesting. But anyway, you just, it's sealed, so you hope your opponents don't have those bombs every single turn. You could play this and give something vigilance, but I don't really need to do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, I could lead with Morph to bait out removal or whatever, but this is fine. Okay. Surveil 1 if something 2 or less ETBs. They could kill Trostani here. Should I swing with it? Like, they could have this kind of thing. Or 4 damage, or kill attacking creature with 4 toughness or more, or whatever. Should I attack? I think it's fine. Let them use their removal here if they want. I can give this double strike. That's a big game, but okay. Play this guy. If I draw an untapped land next turn that's blue, or... Yeah, it would have... No, any land. What am I saying? I have blue and green. I can untap this guy. Or unflip him, whatever. Undisguise him. Remove the disguise. That's too awkward. There has to be like a one-word... Good evening, Sitar. One-word kind of thing. Sure. I can give something vigilance. Yeah. I can bring that back. Really? Sure. Weird. No lands, so we punch. Play the cracker. Opponent's dying very quickly here. Because we're playing a bunch of creatures, and we just kept playing more and more creatures. They haven't played many creatures. They played a removal and 2 1/1s. That's it. No 2-drops, 3-drops, 4-drops, 5. Another Mythic Angel? No, rare. Okay. At least I can kill that one. I can also stun it. I would have to exile both my things from the yard, though. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I think I will. Okay. Set's been okay. This is, like, literally my 3rd match, so can't really answer that. Oh, whoops. They draw a card. Darn. Too many words. Not going to read all that. It's Vigilance, Haste. Why didn't they attack? They played it post-combat? Maybe they forgot it had Haste? Sure. They go to 3. Didn't draw a 5th land here to unflip Crocodile, sadly. Needed to find some land to, or a double blue to play this. But that's not bad. Whenever you attack, and anybody attacks with, 3 or more creatures. Whenever a player attacks with 5 or more creatures, sure. 3 damage to each of your opponents, you gain 3 life. Wow. Okay. The Angel deck, but not enough playables, so had to play black as one of the main colors here. Interesting. Oh my god. Just any... Like, if I have any land here, I could have sudden setback, we win. Course to kill, we win. Okay. I mean, they have to block my 3-power dude and go to 1 here, right? I don't give a shit if you're drawing cards. Let's do this. Maybe they have a removal spell. Not much I can do about that. Not on my watch would be pretty good if they had that here. But... Okay, so they have a removal spell. That means... Greedy. Very greedy. Oh, maybe not. They can't do math, apparently. Okay, great. What? They had to block the 3/3. I don't know why they... Yeah, they thought they were going to have lethal on the backswing. They didn't realize they're dead. Okay. Run it back. My opponent's got some bombs, but we just have to curve out and beat them down. Like, unless they hit their bombs, the rest of their cards look pretty mediocre. I don't know. They had some decent black removal, but those 1-drops... The Thraben Inspector is great. The Thraben Inspector at home, whatever he's called. I can't believe it's not Thraben Inspector. I'm gonna mulligan this, I think. Okay, and now the chance of us winning goes to 5%. This makes any color with a creature. What a shit show. White to unflip. Damn, mulling to 5. That fucking sucks. What are you gonna do? Let's see if we can play a morph, cast the Trata off the morph, and then go from there. See what happens. Okay. Perimeter Enforcer. Nice. That's a great 2-drop. Might lose to that one. Guess they're not going to play a detective this turn. Should have played that first, dude. Wait, oh, when they turn face up. Never mind, never mind. I'll do the same thing. Ooh, Coerce the Kill is a great one. I really want to Etrata off this morph next turn. See what happens. Good one. When it dies, make it 2/2. Got it. Not gonna block that. Pick 5. Trostani, not bad. Etrata. See if Etrata lives. Any land gets me Coerced to Kill here, which would be pretty good. I'm not sure what I would take. I guess I would just take the Perimeter Enforcer. A detective you control is turned face up, right? Yeah, I'm gonna trade with your Shock or whatever. Or Shock and this guy, and then this guy makes it 2/2. Sure. No Shock. Wow. Reasonable Doubt's interesting. This guy's also very good. Give another creature lifelink. This guy I can flip up for 4, and he's a 4/3 flyer with Etrata. I have to tap Etrata to make black to flip this guy up, though, right? They have 2 cards in hand. I think I'm gonna pass. No lands here? I mean, we mull to 5. This is about as good as it gets. I just have to hope my opponent draws, yeah, some garbage off the top. would be great. And then maybe I can cheese them out here. The problem is, if I block with Etrata, then tap her to flip the other thing up. They randomly drew their Mythic Angel again. Okay, well, if I multi 5 and they randomly find the Mythic every time, I'm gonna be dead. Yep. And I'm gonna tap this. Okay. My opponent trying to figure out how I unmorph that. Okay. Now what? I can coerce that angel, but I... Really? Oh. Wow. Give me a Trotta back? Crazy. Why would you attack with the angel? Unless they have a way to reanimate it or something? I don't know. Weird. Well, this is a little bit late to the party, sadly. Don't think that's going to be good enough. I can get the black and go put a Trotta on the battlefield. Then I can have the coerced up next turn. They have 2 cards in hand. Let's see if it's good enough. I'm not sure. If they play another big angel, I get to coerce it. But if they play another big angel, I might just die to it before I have a chance to untap. We'll see. Pecking in for 1. Yeah, I'm going to have a 2-power lifelink flyer pretty soon. That I can give double strike to, maybe. We'll see. I don't know how this game's going to develop. What does this do? It deals damage to a player. Just another flyer. So I probably have to take that flyer. Let's do that. And then I can't play my Thoroughfare, but not much I can do about that. So we pass. Okay. Now I've got blocks. They've got nothing. Come on, baby. Just need a couple turns here. I just need to find, well, yeah, just a couple turns to stabilize, and I should be in good shape here. I can go Morph. Leave up Reasonable Doubt's dead here. That's the problem. I'm probably just playing Thoroughfare. Oh, you lucky bastard. They top decked. I mean, they drew an extra card there, but the top of their deck was this guy, so that sucks. So they're going to keep getting to ping us for free every turn. Kind of annoying. How do I do this? So I think I have to double spell here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I needed to get this down. I guess I can't. Yeah. I can't double spell. Not if I want to leave up Reasonable Doubt, right? Hold up. Another creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Maybe I should leave this face down and then flip it up instant speed, give Etrata lifelink. That extra point might actually matter here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. Pass? Let's see if they go for the attack here. Okay. I can't Reasonable Doubt anything here. Hello, Prince, what's up? I'm enjoying them, yeah. Why disguise the card? Getting lifelink. Dogwalker deck, yeah. Yeah, lifelink is the reason. Oh. Make them pay the ward? I could flip it face up. I mean, I guess I should. Okay. Yeah, it gives, when you flip it up, it gives another creature lifelink. Life is very important here, that's why I morphed it. I take 1. Nice top decks. Nice top decks from my opponent. Okay, so this is... Oh, wow. What? Oh, I didn't have double white. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, my bad. Splashes are greedy. When you multi 2, we didn't draw very well. I should have gotten this into play maybe sooner, but... I don't know if I had a turn where I could have taken a turn off. Mm-hmm. Sure. Need to draw a flyer here. I have a bunch. I could also also draw the reanimation spell that brings something 3 or less back. But this is where reasonable doubt sucks, and I don't know if Couchad's still in here watching, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like these cards are not good in sealed. They need a late game thing you can do with them. Cycling 2, something like that. It's not miscalc. Suspecting creatures is pretty mediocre. Like if you're an aggro deck, you don't want to counter spell, right? Like that's where suspecting at instant speed could be really good, is in an aggro deck. Yep. Should probably swing with the team, right? They should be swinging with the whole team. This guy has menace. Okay. I can't, it's kind of sad that I am probably gonna lose here. I think it's too late now. This Mull to 5, we were just way too behind on resources the whole game. I needed to draw basically perfectly. I can do this. And I can give double strike here to Etrata and put 2 creatures on the battlefield, but yes. Hold on, so activate for 3, and then I could play my Thoroughfare. Yeah, let's get rid of this. So I'm gonna tap here, go to combat, swing. This nets me a creature, because if they don't block it, I get to Trostani and then double cloak the top of their deck, right? Sure. They're gonna block with all their okay, what are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Deal. Okay, pass. So they've got their flyer. They have no other good attacks unless that morph is a bomb here. We'll see. Maybe they drew... Oh no, I already got rid of their 1 Mythic Angel. I guess that's the only morph bomb I saw. Let's see what they do. Wow, you top deck the other Angel. Okay, I mean, that's the way it goes, right? Not much I can do about that. Jesus, Luxax. My opponents, everybody. I Mull to 5 and they draw their bombs every game. Let's, no, is that the end of it? Jeez, what a sad run. You know what? That kind of encapsulates Sealed. It is total randomness. If you draw better than people, if you randomly, you know, have your mana draw perfectly, or, you know, you draw your bombs every game, you're gonna win a lot of games. We end up only going 1 and 2, but we're still putting this up on YouTube, so thank you everybody for watching. The next video will be drafts, so enough of this Sealed nonsense. We'll get into some drafts and see how it goes. See you there. Peace.